Friends, good morning. My name is Krishna Naik from Basargod Tanda of Hunrigli Taluku and Vijayanagar district. So friends, today I am speaking about Banjara community or Banjara community and where they are and who they are. So Banjara or Banjara, they are basically or generally they are traders or nomads. So the Banjara is derived from the two words Vanaj and Jara. Vanaj which means trade and Jara which means to travel. So they trade and travel. So Banjara community takes their root from Rajasthan of Mewar region. So the Mewar region comes south central parts of Rajasthan. So the Mewar region ruled by many dynasties like the Chavan dynasty, Sisodia dynasty, and the main ruler of the Sisodia dynasty is Maharana Pratap Singh, and Chavan dynasty is Prithviraj Chavan, and there is no available history says that they are related to Banjara community. So the languages of Banjara community. So the languages of Banjara communities are Gorboli, Gormati Goli, Brinjari. So they speak in the different states of the India. So the Banjara language, that is Gorboli, Gormati Boli or Branjali, it is a Indo-Aryan language. So it is an independent dialect. We doesn't have till now a script, so we take our language from the Indo-Aryan language. For example, Indo-Aryan language are Sanskrit. So Sanskrit is a Hindi is the bifurcation of Sanskrit. So this is the languages of Banjara community. And if we throw back our history 100 years back, at the time of 12th to 13th century, in the Delhi Sultanate, we have the Alauddin Khilji. So in that Alauddin Khilji period, so Banjara community will be recognized. So Alauddin Khilji used the Banjaras to transport the grains to the city market. After that, 16th century, in the Mughal period, so we have Jahangir. So Jahangir wrote in his memos, so Banjara communities are those communities which carry their grains at larger parts on the oxen and they transported to the Mughal military campaign. So he wrote in his memos. At the time of 17th century, there is a English trader who come to India and approached the Banjara communities in a village. So he observed that the Banjara communities are the community which live away from the cities. So they call it as the Karvanas. It is a group of peoples they living outside the city. We call it as Karvanas or Tandas. So he observed that there is 1,000 or 10,000 of oxens in the Banjara community. So they carry their grains on the oxens or bullocks. And he also observed that the Banjara communities they purchase grains at very cheaper rate and they sell at very costly rate. So he wrote in his books at the time of the 17th century. So if we throw away back the very far history, Banjaras also revolted against the British. So you heard about the Sipai Mutiny that is occurred in 1857. So after that Sipai Mutiny, many tribals revolted. You also know the Kuka revolt, the Santali revolt. There are many revolts. So Banjara revolt will be happened, but it doesn't in any source they told about the Banjara revolt against the British. So they simply Banjara communities they are simply traders. They are agriculturists, so they planted on somewhere on their land fields. So they frustrated by the British policies on the land. So they revolted against the British. And Banjara community, including the also other tribal communities, they revolted against the British. So British they are frustrated and they passed the law, such a wonderful and historical law, that is the tribals, that is the Criminal Tribes Act of 1871. At the time of the Viceroy is Lord Mao. So he passed laws and he included Banjara community addition to the another communities in the Tribals Act. The Tribals Act is also known as the Habitual Criminals Act, which means they're criminals and future criminals. So they are the theft. If the Banjara community and some other communities are included in the Tribals Criminals Act of 1871, so they they put the restrictions on their movement, which means the Banjara community doesn't move from one part to another part without the permission of the British government. So after we got the independence in 1947, 15th of August. So after that, this is the act, the Criminal Tribals Act of 1871 is repealed, and they passed the Denotified Tribals Act of 1949. What is denotified? Whatever the Banjara communities, including other communities, they are notified in the Habitual Offenders Act of in the Tribals Criminals Act of 1871. Now they are denotified after the independence in 1949. So after there is a large debate in that. So they are also replaced by the another act in after the constitution. They also replace the habitual offenders act of 1952, which means whichever we are the British government passed that tribal criminal act. Now it is same is there in the habitual offenders act of 1952. So after that, many people they come out of that act and they move to the different states. So after that, they move to the different states and they claim that reservations. So if you go through that Rajasthan communities, they are in the OBC or general category. And if you go to the states of Andhra Pradesh, they are recognized in the scheduled tribes community. And also in Telangana and Odisha, they are recognized in the reservations of scheduled tribes community. And in Karnataka, Delhi, they are recognized in the scheduled caste community. So they are moved and they claiming the reservations according to the populations and their recognitions. And many today, many communities, many the Banjara communities is also placed in the Habitual Offenders Act of 1952. So they are also following the tag. So and after that, the Banjara communities will be recognized according to the reservations. So this is the where the Banjara communities will be take their roots and where they are. And if we throw back to the Sindhu civilization, we doesn't have any available evidence about the Sindhu uh, civilization, whatever we call it as the Harappan civilizations. So this is about the Banjara community. So thank you friends, and the more updates regarding the Banjara community, and also I forgotten that comes to the culture, we have a GI tag on the Banjar Lambani embroidery, which is the Sanduru Lambani embroidery, gets a GI tag in 2010.